Welcome back. Today is day 9 of 30-day vegan challenge. It's the weekend, and today I spent a lot of my time educating myself on becoming vegan. And so I did a lot of reading in this book. I also spent a lot of the day just working on business stuff. You know, it's the weekend, it's Saturday, so I really like to take my weekends to work on things that are not related to my day job. You know, I got my own businesses that I run on the side, so weekends are the time where I really just go hard with those. And I have a new project I'm working on that's coming out soon, and I want to update you guys on that within these 30 days. But I really want to make this more educational and teach you guys about veganism. And so I'm going to share 3 beliefs that people have, and then I'm going to talk about why that belief is false, and I'm going to talk about a new belief that I want y'all to integrate into your belief system. All right, so let's just get right into it. And the first belief is that veganism is dangerous. It can cause malnutrition, and with the vegan diet, humans won't be able to get all the nutrients they need to be healthy. And so, I mean, that's a belief that a lot of people have, right? Like with the vegan diet, you're going to be lacking a lot of nutrients. Simple as that. But I want to break that belief by saying people who eat well-designed plant-based diets have little difficulty meeting recommended intakes for a lot of nutrients that are recommended for humans to intake. And it's funny when you think about malnutrition, right? Because like when I first read malnutrition, I thought about the lack of nutrition, right? Or undernutrition, scientific term. But actually, more people in the world experience overnutrition, meaning that you are taking in more nutrition than you need to, or more nutrients than you need to, right? Which can be dangerous, really dangerous, because 68% of Americans, they suffer from overnutrition, and that leads to being overweight, and it leads to obesity, right? And like I know, we may not know, but we have here in America the biggest obesity problem in the entire world, right? There are more people obese here than anywhere else, and that's because of overnutrition, right? Didn't know that. So another statistic, right, from this book, Becoming Vegan, they said when the year 2010 came, the number of people suffering from overnutrition exceeded the number of people suffering from undernutrition. And this increase, it leads to a spike in the risk of diabetes, artery disease, stroke, hypertension, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, gallbladder disease, gout, sleep apnea, some cancers, and complications when it comes to pregnancy. Right? So that's crazy to think about, you know. So how I just, tweet that with the belief, the belief that veganism is dangerous because it leads to malnutrition or undernutrition. That's actually false, because a regular, meat-centered diet, that can often lead to overnutrition, which leads to being overweight, leads to obesity, and then leads to an increased risk in all those diseases that I just named. Right? Boom. So that's number one, the first belief. And the second belief is a belief that I actually have myself, and it's around protein, right? The belief that protein is associated only with animal products, and vegan diets, they lack protein. And so I was reading a book, and it talked about some animals like elephants, giraffes, I forgot the other ones, but just huge animals that don't eat meat. And it's like, okay, where do they get their protein from? And they get it from plants, right? And so if these big animals, even horses, like, eat hay, eat grass, if these big animals can get all their protein without eating meat, so can humans. And so a statistic here, North Americans, Australians, Europeans, and similar Western style diets, 2/3 of their protein intake is from animals, right? North Americans, Australians, Europeans, and most of the Western style. However, in the rest of the world, 65% of the protein comes from plants. Crazy. And so although plants can provide all the protein needed for human nutrition, this misconception persists that plant proteins are inferior, less than, to animal proteins. Right? So a lot of people believe that although plants do provide protein, is not as much as animal products, which is false. And, in thriving parts of the world, vegans can actually select a well-balanced plant-based diet that supports their health and that of the planet far better than a meat-centered diet. So if you live in a place like America, and, you're able to buy your own food and all of that, you can better support yourself and the planet by taking on a plant-based diet. And it just has to be well designed, right? You have to really engineer what your diet is going to be. And that's one thing that I want to be more intentional about as I take this challenge on, because I do have a purpose of doing this, which is like to help my breathing, right? And, eat a lot of anti-inflammatories to just clear all this up. And so I have to design my diet, to be intentional about that, and to make sure that I'm still getting the nutrients that I need, and the protein that I need to gain weight like I want to do. So the second belief, right? Protein, plant-based protein is not inferior to meat-centered protein. And lastly, another quick video today. Some people believe that what they eat doesn't matter as long as they look healthy, right? What they eat doesn't matter as long as they look healthy. But how people say you are what you eat. People rarely recognize that the food they consume every day is quite literally what their body is made of. Food is more than just fuel. It makes up what is inside of your body and becomes who you are, right? And it's crazy because people say like you are what you eat, but the way I look at it is like what you eat is what you become. And it made me think about just like routine and how us as humans, we learn to build up these routines, right? And I mean, sometimes unconsciously, it's unconscious. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's unconscious. Sometimes it's on purpose, right? So for instance, with me, like growing up playing basketball, and I would play every single day, and it became routine, and it became a part of who I am, right? And the same thing with school. It's like I would go to school every single day. I would study. I became a student, and I became a good student. Because what you do every day, your routine is what you become, and so if you eat all these foods that aren't good for you, that's what you become. You become unhealthy. Just because you may look healthy, if you're eating unhealthy foods, you will become unhealthy. But it's the same with the plant-based diet, right? If you eat these natural, organic foods, pure foods, you will become natural, organic, and pure. It's just like routine. What you do constantly becomes who you are. And so I'm going to end with this. The only way people can ever hope to achieve and maintain optimal health is to select food as if it really matters, because it does, right? Select food. Pick their food choices as if it really matters to their health, because it does. And so that's it for this video. Day 9. Tomorrow's day 10. I'm ready for it. Hope y'all took something away from this. Rewind it, go back and listen to the 3 things that I named. And I hope you learned something from it, because I learned something while reading it. I'm going to just show you this book again, just in case. Right? Becoming Vegan, Comprehensive Edition by Brenda Davis and DeSanto Molina. Becoming Vegan. There it is. Peace and love.